Hi, I recently asked my community to send me their questions about channeling. And so what you are going to see in this next series of videos are their questions and my answers. Please keep in mind that I do not have all the answers. I'm Stephanie Banks and I have been channeling professionally for over 15 years and I will never have all the answers. But what I can offer is what has worked for me personally and professionally and what is my understanding. So let's get started. First question here is from Carrie, and she says, I always wish to know how to tell the difference between the mind and intuition speaking or being channeled. So this is such a fantastic question and something that I'm asked all of the time. The easiest way to feel into this is by just that, feeling into this. So the voice of the mind, and when I talk about the mind, I'm talking about the left logical hemisphere of the brain. That's where the voice of ego resides. That's also where the voice of anxiety resides as well. So that voice is going to oftentimes have a completely different feel than the voice of intuition, which comes from the right hemisphere of the brain. So the left logical egoic voice is going to sound more shouty. It's going to sound more urgent. It's going to sound more judgmental, sometimes more constricted, sometimes more fearful. Anything like that is not going to be intuition. That the voice of your intuition is very subtle. The voice of your intuition occurs on those very subtle realms that's more nuanced. And so when you hear like a if your mind or you're hearing that I should do this, or this will happen, or if I don't do that, then I'm creating a problem, or I'll bet this person is judging me about this or that, or I might not. Maybe I shouldn't go to that party because there could be people there that aren't very kind to me or who I don't resonate with. That's not intuition. You can feel the difference in it as I'm saying it, right? It's kind of like your body wants to pull away. There's a retreat that you want to do when you hear that voice. The voice of intuition, let's just use the party idea. If your intuition knows that deciding to go to a particular party is not going to be what you need for your energy, for your nervous system, for your emotional health and well-being, the voice of intuition will sound much more soft and spacious, and it might give you some creative thoughts or ideas. It might start showing you what else you could do instead of going to that party that feels really good to you. Like sometimes my intuition will have me imagine my coloring book. Yes, I have a coloring book. And anything that is in pursuit of art or creativity really nourishes that intuition. And so I'll want to kind of lean into that. For some people, it's music. For some people, it's dancing. The arts have all sorts of a huge call for us to invite us into intuition. And when we allow ourselves to be guided by that more subtle energy of, well, maybe instead of that party, I'd rather stay home and color in my coloring book, or I start to imagine my dogs that I might want to play with instead. That is a much softer energy that I can actually lean into and make a choice based on how I want to feel. So your left logical voice will sound more should-y. There will be more pressure to it. There will be more force around it, more fear around it. And your right intuitive thoughts and ideas and narrative will be spacious and open, soft, and filled with possibility. So that's one way that you can tell what's the difference between the voice of intellect and left brain and the voice of right hemisphere intuition. I hope that's helpful.